Good morning, Leila. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Oh my God, are you ever good in this? And I want to ask you, first of all, when you're joining a series that is so popular, people just love this show. You're coming in, but it's an interesting way that you're coming in. We'll talk about that in a second. Does it make you nervous, or were you just so excited to be a part of this show?
Both. I was terrified. She's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a fan of this story for a really long time. I loved the Australian movie. And I just think Jackie Weaver is my new, like, she and Ellen are just like queens for me. And then, you know, watching the Australian show and seeing what kind of character I was going to get to play was just so, like, I couldn't believe my luck, really. Like, it was and has been such fun. Like, you can do anything as her. Like, there are no rules. Like, you show up on set and like you can like literally just do anything, and it's so much fun. So I was very excited, but I think mostly before I started I was very scared, because she's such an iconic character, and such a, like, Ellen just completely, like, fully formed this this different human being, and people love her so much. And to play someone that people are watching and want to see her and me and stuff like that. That was a lot of pressure. And then especially when she left the show for season 5, it was that I was more scared of that, because it was like, well, now I'm the only one,
right?
And everyone, like, so many people watched the show for that character. So, and she was so great. So I was very nervous about how that was going to go. So I hope you guys have been okay without
totally
her.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I want to ask you, Leila, because when you're playing such an iconic character like that's already been established, but you're doing the backstory. Did you meet with Ellen at any time to even just get mannerisms or anything like that? Any tips from her? Or was it just like from just watching you learned?
Both. I mean, I watched a hell of a lot of that show. Once I found out I got it, there was about like a month before I started, and it was just, it was, I would watch it, but then it was also just like in the house, in every room, like whilst I was going about my day and my business, like I was just going. I think I watched seasons 1 through 3, maybe 3 times each or something like that. Wow. And I'd like find specific points, like, there's a scene, I'm trying to like go back now, in season 4 where I shoot someone in the knee at this hippie compound that we're robbing.
Right.
And I knew Ellen had shot the older Jake, Darren's dad, in the knee. And so I would try and find things like that and be like, well, how did she do that? So I'm going to try and, like, so there was specific things, but she was hugely helpful. I mean, she was scary at first, because I walked in, the first time I met her was at this table read, and they had me sitting right next to her, and I'd never met her before. I'd never met any of them before. And they're like, and they had me sitting right next to her, which, trying to copy someone that is sitting next to you, like, is like, that was the first time anyone was going to hear like the voice I was doing, or like I was so nervous. And she was sitting, with her boys, like either side of her, like Ben Robson was like right there. So it's like her muscle was right behind her. And I was like, and she just kind of looks me up and down for a beat, like for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I think I passed the test.
Well,
she was lovely.
The test. I mean, obviously.
She let me like, she let me like follow her around, and come on set when she was working, and come into her trailer, and we'd go over scripts and like certain dialogue and lines, and like, this is how we walk and this is how we talk, and like, no, she was really, really, really a huge asset for me.
Yeah. Now, look, you've been in a bunch of things, and I have to say, being able to play such a badass like this, I mean, how much fun, seriously. And you get to just develop the way she thinks and who she is, to be who she is and what she became, and then what her sons became. Wow, what a gift. Yeah. Seriously.
I know. I can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe how lucky I am to have played her. She's so much fun. She's kind of, you know, the badass alter ego that everyone wants to have. I mean, she's so ruthless and cool. And like some of the one-liner things that she just comes out with are so insane. And to be able to just be free to do that has been so much fun. I have like a lump in my throat thinking about the fact that I'm not going to do that again. Like it's very freeing. It's very freeing playing SMURF for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. What people think. Yeah, it's a great character. You've done it such justice. You know, I got to ask you before we go. Of course, look, you come from Hollywood royalty. Both your parents are such phenomenal actors. Was there ever a time when you were growing up going, I don't know if I want to do this, or was it always in your blood? Like, or did your dad, you know, your dad, I've been lucky enough to interview him many times over the years. He's such an amazing actor. He blows me away. I mean, just saw him in The Eyes of Tammy Faye just a few days ago.
So isn't that such a great movie?
It is great. He is amazing. But did he ever give you any kind of advice to say, you know, maybe you want to be a plumber? Like, maybe you don't want to do this. Like, what, you know, how do you grow up? You know,
it was actually the opposite. I was the one kind of fighting against it. I mean, they never talked to me about it, like, because they never wanted to kind of push me to it. I did a lot of like theater in school, and I remember, you know, my parents split when I was about 1.
Yes.
So, you know, they'd both be the first to admit that they were not the best at co-parenting. So I never really saw them together. My dad was in New York and I was here, and it was like, you know, I could probably count on one hand how many times I remember them in the same room. But at school we were doing a performance of the musical Oliver, and I was playing Nancy, and I remember like at the end we had to like walk through the audience, and I didn't know my dad was flying in, but I saw my dad and my mom sitting, holding hands, like in the theater. And it was like, not in like a romantic way, but just in like oh my God, that's a wild kind of thing. And that was like huge for me, but I was still so nervous. And I kind of pushed the kind of feeling to act down a bit, and focused on film studies and did that at high school, and then went to Sydney Film School in Australia and kind of focused on editing and directing. And I just got really scared that I wasn't ready for that. And it's something I definitely want to revisit, but I ended up just kind of acting in everyone else's student films and feeling like I'm just not done acting yet. You know, I think I realized that I remember I was sitting in my room in Sydney and just about to kind of, you know, applying for further studies and just not excited about it. And I called my dad and he said to me, "What are you most afraid of doing?" And I said, "Acting."
Oh.
And he said, "Okay." He said, "Well, that's what you have to do." And he said, "I'm teaching at this school called the Strasberg Institute in New York, and you can come and do, you know, 3 months, no pressure, and then you can leave." And so I went and I did like 2.5 years, and then that was like what I was doing. And then I moved to LA,
and there you go.
Here I am.
Well, you are fantastic. I could talk to you for hours and hours. You are so wonderful in this show. I know that we're going to see you in so many more things to come. And I also want to just congratulate you. I know you're a newlywed, so, you know, get out there and have a good time too, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.